Welcome back to Soccer Saturday pre-match as we build up to the first Premier League Saturday of the season. Yes, we have a very busy afternoon, don't we, for Jeff and the team. And one of the teams with lots of eyes on them this year are Newcastle United. And yesterday, the club announced Eddie Howe had signed a new long-term contract as he leads the revolution at St James's Park. Just before that news broke, Howe sat down with our reporter Keith Downey for our pre-match meeting.
Eddie, nice to see you ahead of the new season, the first full season for you here as Newcastle United manager. I read over the summer that you felt like you didn't get much of a break because the phone was going all the time. Is that just how you expect things to be moving forward as a Newcastle boss?
Yeah, I think you come to expect it as a manager in the Premier League, and with how intense the job is, you know that there's no real, you never really have a real break from the game. And your job is always there, even if it's not through physical phone calls, it's always in the back of your head. You've got big decisions to make, and you wouldn't have it any other way. This is a great job, and yeah, very intense.
And the club is evolving, isn't it? We see obviously a lot of changes on the pitch. We've seen a new chief executive, a sporting director. How much are you enjoying seeing the evolution of the club in recent times? Yeah,
it was hugely important that the club did make some really key appointments, starting with the sporting director. You know, Dan's come in and he's had a huge impact in a very short period of time. He's got a big brief. You know, it's across all formats of the club, the first team, the academy, and the ladies team, and so he's got loads of different aspects of his job. But I think helping us in the transfer market, and he's got great contacts in the game. So yeah, he's been a valuable addition, as will the other people that come in and certainly boost our way of operating and our smoothness of what we do.
How has that helped you on a personal level? Because I know you were just unbelievably busy in January, having to do a lot of that spade work, if you like, yourself. Yeah,
I think January worked really well for us, and I got no complaints about that. But I think just adding more structure to the club, I think is a really beneficial thing. And I like the structure that we have now, and I like the people that we've employed. So I think that goes a long way to creating a really good team behind the team that plays on the pitch. I think it's really important off the pitch we have that. You know, that same teamwork for the benefit of the club.
Can you sense the anticipation, the excitement almost in the city ahead of the new season, given what the supporters saw in the second half of last season?
Yeah, my limited times that I've been into the city and been around people locally, yeah, I do get the sense of an excitement and an enjoyment watching the team, really. I do sense that people want to see the team play and are intrigued as to see which way the team develops. Supporters have been incredible. Match day, people that I've seen around the training ground they've been amazing, and I think that support will you know, go a long way to helping us this year.
What is it like when you see supporters out and about in the street, if you're out for a coffee or whatever? What are they like with you, and how do you enjoy dealing with that?
Very kind, very respectful, very positive. So yeah, no.
Asking you what's happening.
Yeah, no, but just very inquisitive about the team. But there's been no issues at all. I got to say, I found the Newcastle people to be incredibly polite and, as I say, respectful of me. And we've had some really good conversations about football and about the players. They're just love for the team, and the players within the team just come across with every conversation I have. And their unconditional support and love and loyalty for the team. And now it's our job to repay that with hopefully some excellent performances this year.
How has the club differed at all, if at all, since, I suppose, what you thought it might be when you took over back in November? I mean, it seems like a long time ago now, but if you can think back to maybe what your initial thoughts were.
It's a difficult question to answer, because, as you say, you're always in the moment you're in now, and to go back, that would be really tough, because I think it was sort of linked with our league position. It was bleak. It was very difficult. We were trying to bring positivity to the team, to our surroundings, to our environment. Sometimes that's easy when you haven't won for so long. So I think the mood now, and just in general around the club, is totally different. I think everyone's perception around the club is totally different. But I think the challenge we face is we're starting a new season. Everything's level, and you've got to earn all that momentum we had last year. You've got to earn that all over again. It's not going to be given to us. So the challenge very much, I think, lays with us at the beginning of this season to try and create that momentum we had towards the end of last year.
And is that a challenge? Is that an expectation, if you like, that you enjoy?
I think that the expectation and the pressure, whatever word you want to use, is always there. It's always there for me internally, for myself. I've got huge expectations of me and my team, my coaching team, and then I've got big expectations of the players because I think we've got a good squad. So I think that drives me every day, and as long as I see the reaction that I want to see from the players, I think we'll be fine.
On a personal level, I know we've asked you about this a few times last season. Have you moved the family back up here now? What's the plan for that moving forward?
Yeah, so they're not with me right now, but I plan to have them with me for the new school year, which is September, I think. So we've probably got about 3-4 weeks without them, and then they will join me full time. So I'm into a house, so I'm a lot more settled off the pitch.
I was going to say, if you thought you were busy before, towards the end of last season with the kids and the wife up, yeah.
Well, it's a different dynamic, isn't it? I think I'll be when I'm not here, I'll be a dad again, which will be the best thing ever for me. So I can't wait for them to join me and experience what I've experienced, and I think it would be a great thing for them to grow and develop from.
You mentioned about moving into house and having the base up here. What has been more stressful, signing a player or buying a house?
God, I'd say they're both equally been very difficult. As everyone knows, the property market has been very difficult. So it's been a long search, but really pleased I found one. The player search, we did some really good business early in the window, and we were delighted to get those deals done. I think they've made a big difference to our squad strength. We are still looking for 1/2 players that can make a difference for us. We'll never stop until the window's shut to try and add to the group.
We always say the January transfer window is such a difficult window to operate in, and I suppose you've seen that many times yourself. It feels like it's getting to the stage that the summer one's a bit like that as well.
I think it's definitely become more difficult, I think, as time has developed in the transfer windows you see less players maybe move. I don't know the statistics of whether I'm correct on that. It just seems a lot more difficult. The transfer values are higher. Clubs are more reluctant to lose players now. They're more keen to hang on to bigger squads. With the 5 subs also might be changing that, where they have more strength in depth. So certainly something that we're working hard to try and bring the right player in, and I think that's the key thing for us. It's got to be the right players. It's not about numbers, it's about players that can make a difference to the team. You've
obviously added in the defensive side of things, yet to add in the forward area. Does that concern you a little bit ahead of the new season? Do you feel you're maybe just a little bit light up there?
As I say, certainly we'd like to do that. I think no secret we've been looking at a couple of attacking players that could make a difference for us. Different profiles, but as you say, until you get a deal over the line, then we'll continue to look and see what we can do. But as I said, the pool of players we're looking at is actually quite small. There's not a huge amount of names, so that's why the deals become difficult.
There seems to be a lot said about the financial fair play situation at the club and the budget and what you're trying to work in. How difficult has that been, and how difficult do you expect it to be moving forward?
Well, it's definitely a challenge for us this summer. I think, I think the difficulty is the media sometimes paint one picture. We're linked with all sorts of names, and you can probably picture the names we've been linked with as if we have unlimited money to spend, and that's certainly not the case. Financial fair play has had its impact on us this summer, and will probably continue to have an impact without going into detail into the future. So we've had to work within those constraints, and we're looking to do that now with what's left of the window. But there's no surprise, we knew that at the beginning of the window, and we're still in the same position.
On your first day back at St James's Park, when you were unveiled, you said, look, my target is just to stay in the division, because obviously the club were without a win at that time. Do you have a target for this season?
It's a good question, Keith. I think the target for me is improvement in everything. So some key stats we were down on last year, just in terms of the overall team performance. We want to improve our general performance. We want to be stronger, more competitive in games. We've got a lot more growth in the team from where we were last year. We know that there's some key areas that we have to grow in. We did manage to get some great results and some consistent results at the end of last year. We want that consistency to remain in what is the toughest league that there is. So we know it's not going to be easy, but the cup competition is also going to be very important for us. So without giving you a direct answer, I think hopefully you've got a flavour that is big expectations from us to improve our whole output as a team.